Jaxn. Woo, your man is trash. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. Derrick Jaxn, we gotta talk about it, girl. Finally, I'm here to talk about Derrick Jaxn and this whole mess. This scandal with him dating and having relations with women outside of his marriage. A man who has built a platform of dragging men, which I love. I love Derrick Jaxn dragging men, going in on that. I loved it, and I love that he had other men pressed and upset about him calling them out. And come to find out, he is the same one. So I'm like, I already knew that because the bar is already, you know, very low for men. Men don't have to do, like, all of them are trash, including myself. So nothing with patriarchy. All men are trash because they benefit from patriarchy. So it doesn't really surprise me that this person who's been out here talking all this stuff about relationships came and did the same thing. But we got to talk about it because these men are pressed, booze. You got Lil Duval who has came out and said some things, making jokes and making all types of stuff. And then you also have, you know, Charlagmagne out here laughing and making comments and saying all these things. When both of these men, mainly Charlagmagne, has done the same thing. Like, Charlagmagne, I'm screaming at you making jokes about him using this to build his platform and embarrassing his wife when you did the same thing to your wife. Remember the whole incident about, you know, harassment, sexual harassment, and all the stuff that you were dealing with, and they got exposed. And remember you was telling the story about how you got your wife, your current wife, and that you put Spanish fly, allegedly put Spanish fly in her drink and all of that. And she had to come and kind of, you know, clean your stuff up and call in on the radio. All of y'all men have used your wives to shield yourselves from critique. All of y'all have done it. All you cis hetero men have done that. All of y'all have disrespected women. Like, Lil Duval is out here talking about this, and then he was out here disrespecting Janet Mock on an interview because of Charlagmagne. Any man that's out here hating him because of that, you need to check them. Any man that is upset at a man out here calling it what it is, it's trash. Men don't like good men, period. Look how they talk about Sierra's husband and how he's a simp because he respects his wife and all of those things. Pay attention to men like that. Men like that have some issues, and all of them need therapy, to be honest. Like, I was looking, like, just look at these men just like, yeah. So you have some folks who are glad to see this man exposed and all of these things, and they're missing the forest because of the trees, because everything that Derrick said is still relevant. It might not be good from him because he was doing the same thing, but everything he said is still true. Everything this man said is true. So folks are so hyped up about him being the one who was lying and doing all that, versus like yeah, what he was saying was trash and he was trash too. I just really don't get that. So the T has been dropped, and girl, two women that he was involved with have done interviews discussing his stuff. Now, what I want to get into is the predatory stuff that he was doing, offering advice, offering healing, all of these things, and talking to these women, using his power, and then trying to get them to consent to things sexually. Because we have to have conversations about, like, power and consent is very serious. I make sure that I am doing it with any relationship or anything that I am doing with anybody, because there is that. Like, Derrick Jaxn is a known person on social media. He has all this power. He has coin, all of these things. So he out here offering, you know, healing and all this, you know, advice to these women, and these women cross over this line and try to, like, ask for healing and all that stuff and talk to him, and they think they get something out of it, and now he's out here trying to be this Prince Charming to them to get them in the bed. This man is clearly a narcissist. I can't diagnose him because I don't have but it's giving very much signs of it. It's giving very much signs. Him reacting to him sitting down with his wife and explaining what's going on and speaking to himself in third person, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. But you know what? It doesn't really surprise me, because I'm going to be honest. Derrick Jaxn is a muscular man. He is desirable. Even though he is dark-skinned, he is tall, beautiful smile, he's chiseled, he got a gym body. This man is probably so used to getting the things from women, getting the things from just society, that he can't help himself. He's just caught up in that. And I know a couple of folks who, you know, ever seen like a desirable person, really beautiful person, and just really doesn't get it? Like really doesn't, like really is shocked when something like, oh my gosh, like, that's why I love having conversations about desirability politics, because I want folks to understand, like other like desirable folks to understand, like, girl, you can't even, you're so submerged in it that you can't even see it, and he can't. Like, this man don't think nothing's wrong. He's laughing. He was laughing at Jessie Woo when she commented and said something. Like, you just embarrass your wife in front of everybody. Like, in front of all these people. And Derrick is not getting ate up at all. Everybody's talking about how his wife, she looks like she is about to do the busted challenge. That's what Charlagmagne said. Some folks like, oh my God, like she sit up here in a bonnet. And I'm just like, why would I get all dolled up and all this to sit here and save my man? Like, why would I do that? I don't think nothing is wrong with her coming in with a bonnet. I don't think nothing is wrong with her doing with the bonnet. Honestly, I'd do a video with a bonnet. The girl is beautiful. I've seen pictures of her, like she's a beautiful black woman. I don't see the issue though. The only issue I have with her is, girl, she sounds like she's in a cult, and the cult is Christianity. Let's talk about it. Baby, she was giving me very much apostolic, apostle, deliverance, living in church type of stuff. I don't wear pants. I barely wear jeans. I'm gonna wear dresses and skirts, and they can't be no lower than this. And I gotta wear a prayer cap when I come in the house. Like, I gotta respect a man so much. It's just like, the reason why I say it's a cult, because if you cannot question that shit at all, you need to be questioning everything. Even your job, even the fact that you have to go to work 40 hours a week to pay bills, even the fact that you're paying for water, even the fact that you're paying to, like, question every little thing in this world. Question it. And if you cannot question it, it has a hold on you. Should nothing make you so fearful that you can't question it? And listening to this woman, like, if she was speaking about any other, if she was not talking from a Christian experience and she was talking about anything else, y'all would have said she was possessed. And she looked possessed in that camera talking about the blood of the lamb. Like, I be laughing at Christians sometimes because like, y'all be coming very hard on voodoo and voodoo and all this stuff and witchcraft. That shit sounds like witchcraft. Talking about some blood of the lamb. What? Listen to yourself, a blood of an animal. That's sacrificial stuff. Like, girl, what's it giving? She's talking about the blood of Jesus and like this and that. And Derrick doesn't have to, like, he has to held responsible for that. And God, only Jesus can judge him and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, Derrick Jaxn is a man. He's manipulative and he's a narcissist. And he has, I'm not surprised that he has found a woman that is not, you know, one of those women who's wearing makeup and all that other stuff. I think he's controlling, and I think that he's able to control her because she is a devout Christian. And like, what other way to control people than use the Bible? What better way than use religion to control folks? Because that's exactly what it is. Respect your man, do this and that, all of these things. And I just want that world to end. That I want that because the Bible supports patriarchy to the fullest. It probably invented it, to be honest, along with white supremacy, but that's another conversation. But that's what I'm getting from this woman. She sounds damaged to me. And she doesn't even realize it. Like, she's steady doing these videos and doing all of these things, and she just nodding her head, and it's just like, if she wants to stay with Derrick Jaxn, she can do whatever. She is grown. She can make her own decisions. But the fact that she's using a book to justify her dealing with that trauma is very scary to me. And I'm looking at all these men who have caused harm to other women and have profited off of it. Like, Charlagmagne is making jokes about it, like he has not profited off of, like, being a man that has cheated on his wife. That's a part of your brand, that you're an imperfect man. There's nothing special about that shit. All y'all are imperfect. All of y'all do trash shit, like all of y'all, because nobody holds y'all accountable. Like, who holds men accountable? Who holds cishet men accountable when they hold all the power? And the moment that they do, even by another one, they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like, think about the conversation about Sierra dating Russell Simmons, Russell Wilson versus Future. Like, look at how they talk about Russell and how lame he is because he respects his wife. It's something not clicking. It's like I want to say it's a culture, but it's not even a culture. It's patriarchy. Like, that's what it is. Like, I'm just like, I'm watching this interview and like, well, not interview, I'm watching this sitting down, and of course he's using his wife to shield him from like whatever. And I've told you all many times that, you know, when you live on social media, you can crop out whatever you don't like and edit it to your fullest and make it seem good. This man that have his wife, and none of these videos he giving relationship advice. Who other can benefit from relationship advice than a man? A man recognizes that patriarchy is the thing. He can get out here and tell women, this is what you need to do. Steve Harvey has done it. All these men have done it. Like, this is what you need to get your man. This is what you need to do. Learn from me. I'm a man. I'm gonna tell you all these things. When these men are not interested in abolishing all of that shit, and like, that's too much for them. That's too much for them. These men can respect you. These men can acknowledge you and not cheat on you. Like, Charlamagne's walking around talking about it's been 5 years since he cheated on his wife. Like, what? Like, and if you look at a lot of statistics, like, you men be killing these women in these relationships and these marriages. Women lose a lot from being married and in relationships with men. Like, they lose a lot. Like, look at the statistics. Look at the things, like how it is with men totally relying on their wives to make sure all their stuff is together, making sure that they are making their appointments, all that, checking their health and all that other stuff. And then the men sometimes outlive the women. Like, they sometimes outlive the women because you done took so much from her that she ain't even here no more. She's so worried about taking care of you. I've seen it. I have a mother who I've seen make sure that my father is getting to his doctor appointments, making sure he's doing all of these things. Like, I've seen it, and I've seen a whole bunch of women experience these things. So it's like even friends who are married and stuff. Like, it's just even when it comes to queer relationships with cis men. So this whole thing with Derrick Jaxn it's interesting, child, for to say the least. But like, none of it surprises me. Just a response from men just being upset at him, like they just finally, because he had been speaking some truth the whole time. But it was beneficial to him because, I mean, he's a man. Of course he's gonna be out here speaking of some stuff that's beneficial to helping him finance his life and his dreams. Like, of course, a man's gonna use patriarchy to pay his bills. Like, that's all they know how to do. So it's just, men were getting pressed off and pissed. I just really don't understand how him talking about these things made men upset. It's because he was telling the truth about a lot of y'all asses. A lot of y'all asses, and y'all don't like it. And y'all rather prove that he's the same without fixing it. Like, he the same as me. See, what does it say when he also, because the stuff he's saying was trash, it's still trash that he did it. So what you're trying to say is there is no perfect man, so stay with me because you ain't gonna find no better. That's what I'm getting from men saying that Derrick Jaxn was none of it was true. I'm getting that, see, all men are like this. There is no such thing as a perfect man. Can't no man be even better. So just take what you got. Baby, when I tell you, I want y'all to sign off in the comments because I know y'all coming. I want women to talk about this because am I crazy to say that? Like, that's how I see it. It's just like men saying that you're not going to find no perfect man because none of them exist and no perfect person exists. But what they're trying to say is the behavior that Derrick Jaxn is out here exhibiting is normal. It's normal, so put up with it. And it's like, no, women shouldn't have to put up with it. For what? What are they getting out of putting up with this? What are they getting out of it? That's all I got, girl. The expose is going on. His wife's still doing videos, and apparently they have 2 kids. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, homegirl wants to stay in a relationship and keep it for the children. How many women do that? Stay in relationships that are mentally abusive, physically abusive, all of these things to protect the kids, to take care of the kids. The men don't be caring. They don't be caring. So, girl, sound off in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about the whole situation. Hear my thoughts, girl. That's all I got for y'all. Bye.